Hello there, YouTube. It is, well, what do you know? It is 3:16 a.m. because, well, it is now 3:17 a.m. in the morning on a Thursday morning because I cannot sleep. And I scored this beautiful book today called The Guide to European Painting today at the library for $1. $1 fucking dollar. You can't even buy like a fucking cheeseburger for $1 at McDonald's. It costs like $1.29 now. Don't ask me how I know that. So yeah, I scored a book for $1. This beautiful book right here, A Guide to European Painting. And I was thumbing through it just about 30 minutes ago, and I was starting to read through it. And one thing I noticed was when I opened it, written on it, it says, "Con todo mi amor." No, I'm sorry. "Con todo cariño, Luis." And it has like the date on it, which is like 1/17/82, which I'm assuming was written in 1982. And con todo cariño means with all my love, or with all my affection. I guess it depends what Mexican you ask. But yeah, I was kind of just thumbing through it, and I saw it, and I was like, someone received this as like a gift or some shit, or for a birthday present, or Christmas, or whatever. And now in the year 2017, it's in my hands. It's just kind of, I was having like a fucking, I was having like a No Country for Old Men moment, Anton in his quarters, and he's always just like obsessed with his quarters and fate, and he's always just like, call it. And no other badass could ever say, call it, the way Anton Chigurh says, call it. And so I was kind of having like a No Country for Old Men moment when I saw that written on the book, Con todo cariño, Luis. And then I saw that this book was copyrighted in 1980, and it was printed in the Netherlands. So this book sailed across the narrow sea, so to speak, and ended up as south can go, in a little town that if you were to go any more south, you'd end up in Mexico. And I just started thumbing through this book. It's a beautiful fucking book. Has over like, oh shit, it's kind of a big book too, and it fucking smells fucking beautiful. It smells so fucking beautiful, but it has all these fucking gorgeous paintings in it. Yeah, while I was reading through the first page, the introduction, I was kind of blown away at because it has like it introduces you to each painting or whatever. One has like a little synopsis or paragraphs about it, and I was just surprised how well written the book is. I even got to like the first 3-4 pages, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make a video about it. I felt like making a YouTube video, and I'm just gonna read this paragraph here. That kind of just, I don't know, it's kind of stuck with me. But so yeah, it says, "The fact that we are still prepared to accept Vasari's rather simplistic notions of artistic development, despite all evidence that the history of art is an infinitely more complex affair, and that we are now in a period of intense stylistic confusion in which nothing is certain, shows how our attitudes towards art are severely limited by our constant need to explain baffling phenomena in purely logical terms. Throughout history, language has in fact been sadly inadequate to describe the visual experiences, and worse still, the limitations of critical terminology have invariably resulted in prejudices and narrow-mindedness. If we ask ourselves such questions as why primitive art was not appreciated until the 20th century, or why Rococo painting was dismissed in the 19th, or why the 17th century Bolognese artist Guido Reni could once be regarded as one of the greatest artists of all time and then be almost completely forgotten. We realize that the answer lies partly in the inability of language to come to terms with a particular phenomena at a particular time. Although we are now better informed about the history of painting than at any other time in the past, it would be arrogant to claim that we are in any way more enlightened or unprejudiced in our approach towards art. For instance, we might find today that the Renaissance division of painting into the essential components of diseño, or colore, draughtsmanship and color, and the subsequent discussion as to which of these was the most important, as rather absurd, but any glance at a recent book on art history or criticism will reveal a wealth of jargon which is equally meaningless. The seriousness with which art is now taken is indication of an even greater weakness in our approach, and one which dates back to the 19th century, to a time when art was made to seem synonymous with morality, and to be regarded almost as an alternative religion. There is really no reason at all why art should constitute as life-enhancing area of human experience, or why that art which is straightforwardly entertaining should be any less valid than that which is more serious in intention. While it is unforeseeable that art criticism is more serious... I'm having like double vision now. I think I am getting sleepy. Blah! I fucked up, and I'm not going to remake this video. Fuck that shit. While it is unforeseeable that art criticism will ever be truly objective, it is to be hoped that the dropping of this particular prejudice will at least clear the air of the staleness which surrounds so much present-day discussion of art itself. Even though I botched it at the end. I was just, felt very fortunate that I came across this beautiful book with all these beautiful paintings in it. Regarding, by the way, this book just smells fucking beautiful. Every time I flip a page, it's like, I feel like I'm like, you know, I'm not going to say what I feel like every time I smell this book. But yeah, it smells fucking beautiful, and it has just, there's all kinds of art from, you know, the Renaissance paintings, Central Italy, the Northern Renaissance, Dutch paintings, Rococo paintings, Romanticism, Realism, Impressionism, Symbolism, Post-Impressionism. Just funny, all those isms kind of just taking me back to... Half of you won't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but back the first YouTube channel that I ever had, Freeza 1999, where every video that I would make would end in the word ism, and I wouldn't say anything. I would just write really long paragraphs in the description and just not say shit. Oh man, I haven't gone back to that in years. I wish I could remember the password to that account and just take that down, because some of it was it got pretty bad towards the end. I haven't gone back to that at all. Hey, Keymo, you Fruit Loop. I am the only one on YouTube allowed. Woo! To make videos only pertaining to thought without words. Hello? And the little friend, KnivesMonroe. Nice name, very original, very original. You know how heartfelt you are in comparison to that manga graphical novel thing there? Wiggity, 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 you know? You got to keep it right, don't ya? Come on, you two are clowns. You belong with Galen. Go hang out with Galen some more so he can kick you. And then Sam can kick you. Then How the World Twerks can kick you. Huh? Come on, ese. Come on. Ese bit of Kritos, man. I just stoned you, fool. I stoned your ass. You clucker Keymo, fool, crackhead, buzz cut, moron. There we go. I think I might have forgot a couple of the lines from that video. What I just recited for like a minute was an old school ABBA video, which I've seen like 1,000 times. Now, I'm gonna put a link in the description to that video. It's on KnivesMonroe's channel. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, go ahead and subscribe. That was like old school YouTube, man. Just that ABBA video. That's classic ABBA. Just classic ABBA. those are the days. Those are the days. But yeah. It is now 3:26, and I've blabbered on for more than 10 minutes, so should probably wrap this up. But yeah, I just felt like making a video. I don't know. You know, I think the next video I'm gonna make, it's gonna be like a rant of like back in my day, like back in the day YouTube, and then how kind of once people started getting partnered, and making money off of it. You know, once people found out that TJ was partnered and people were like, oh, we can make money off of this. Ooh. How it just kind of killed the true nature of YouTube, like the true spirit of human interaction on YouTube. And back then it was pretty cool, you know, to like, you're communicating with people all over the world, and for most of us, people like, you know, me and a lot of people that we would chat with in the blog TV, YouTube, symbolic relationship era, that hadn't left within like a 400-mile radius of where we live, it was a pretty cool experience to experience people interacting and communicating with each other from all over the world, and kind of realizing, you know what, there's not much of a fucking difference between us human beings at all. We're all very similar in our likes and our dislikes and our tastes and our dissatisfactions and our reactions and our just, yeah, it was a different time. And then once people started getting partnered and donate to my Patreon so I can hit this record button and all that stupid shit, it kind of just killed the true nature of human interaction amongst your fellow man on YouTube. But I mean, hey, nothing lasts forever, and that's just the way, you know, it's just the way it goes. But I think that's the next video I upload on this channel. I'm not too sure when. It'll be about that. It'll be just a rant about that. But yeah, I think I'll shut the fuck up now and end this video. By the way, that right there, before I push stop, when I had this picture in my room, in my parents' house, and even when I moved into this fucking apartment, there's not one picture that's either on this fridge or on my walls or whatever the fuck. There's not one picture. This picture takes the cake when people that are either coming into my house for the first time or a friend of a friend comes over. There's not one picture in which people say, who's that? Is that you and your dad? Or is that your dad and your grandpa? Who's that? Who's that? And it is Sir Hugh Warner and Marilyn Manson, or Brian Warner, but better known as Marilyn Manson. And may he rest in peace. Marilyn Manson's dad passed away about a week or so ago. I hope Mr. Manson gets through it all. I know he will. But I just think it's intriguing, out of everything on my stupid walls and shit, people always ask who these two Homo sapiens are. And it's just, I'm always kind of happy to just explain the story to them now. How it's just little Marilyn Manson and his dad. So yeah. And I also have John Wayne Gacy on his marriage day on my fridge. And I can't really explain why. And I don't really condone killing 33 boys and burying them under your basement for your own sexual satisfaction and fantasies. But hey, I'm the weirdest motherfucker I've ever met, and I just find the inner workings and the mind of serial killers fucking fascinating. I don't know why. I just always have, since being in fucking 7th, 8th grade. And yeah, John Wayne Gacy for life. I'm out. Peace.